Hello everyone. Let's start our new lesson in Concept 1. As we said before, that there is living and non-living organisms that can interact with each other in the ecosystem or the environment. So, the Earth is a complex system that includes the organisms which is living and non-living, and the interaction between them that happens in the same ecosystem. Scientists want to study the Earth and the components of the Earth. They divided the Earth into 4 main systems, or we can say 4 main spheres, which are geosphere, atmosphere, biosphere, and hydrosphere. Geosphere, atmosphere, biosphere, hydrosphere. Let's talk particularly about each one. First, the geosphere. The geosphere, the word geo, means the earth. It's concerning about everything in the earth. The rocks, the molten rocks, the heavy metals, the soil, the dust, and so on. While the atmosphere is for the air, the study of the air. It's composed of the mixture of gases such as nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, water vapor, and so on. So when we're talking about the gases, now I'm talking about the atmosphere. When we're talking about the rocks, the soil, the dust, and so on, this is for the geosphere. What about the biosphere, teacher? The biosphere includes all of the living organisms, not only above the Earth's crust, but also we can say the living organisms that live in water. So like microorganisms, like plants, like animals, like humans, and so on. Hydrosphere. The word hydro means water. So anything concerning water, anything for water, the study of water on the earth is for the hydrosphere. We have fresh water and we have salt water. All of the living organisms in the biosphere interact with the hydrosphere. So there is an interaction between the 2 systems or the 2 spheres, like biosphere and hydrosphere. We have said before that the biosphere for the living organism. So teacher, how the living organisms interact with water or with the hydrosphere? Like when humans and animals drink water. This is the interaction. Like when animals and plants live in water. Also this is an interaction, like coral reefs. And like the fishes in the seas. Also, when living organisms need the water to drink or to grow or to survive. So that's the 3 ways of interaction of these 2 spheres. Water can cause 2 natural effects on rocks. What are these 2 natural effects? It's the weathering and erosion. This picture on the right, this is the weathering. It means the breaking down of the rocks into smaller pieces or smaller particles. Why? That's because of the effect of the rain or the effect of the wind or the effect of the temperature. While the erosion, it's the transportation of the small particles of the rocks to another place by water or by wind. Water is found in rivers, and it found in lakes, and found in oceans, seas, and underground water. The underground water is called groundwater. 3/4 of the earth is covered with water, like as you can see in the picture. The 3/4 is filled with water. Our planet looks like a blue marble. So if I give you a reason here why the earth looks like a blue marble from the space. You will tell me as the water of the earth covered with ratio 3/4, or 3/4 of the earth is covered with water. The water bodies can be on Earth can be in a form of liquid state, and it can be changed from liquid to solid. How? By freezing in extreme cold weather. Or it will be changed from liquid to gas as a water vapor by the evaporation of the hot weather. So what's the uses of water? Preparing food, bathing, cleaning, traveling, manufacturing, recreation. Recreation is like the aqua park. Okay? So what's the importance of water for life? It's very important for humans and animals to live, to grow, to survive by drinking. And the plants need the water also to grow. And some animals and plants, the water is their ecosystem. So they live in water. So that's why the water is important for the life. Forms and location of water bodies on the earth. First, we have said that there is oceans and seas, which are salt water. So what's meant by oceans or what's meant by seas? It's a very large water bodies. Second, we have lakes. It's surrounded by land and they are often contain fresh water, and sometimes it contains salty water. What about the river? Rivers always flow from an area of high altitude to the area of lower altitude in a definite canals. Always contains fresh water. And the groundwater, it's the water that lies under the earth's surface. So it's between the rocks and it's down there under the earth's surface. Water that forms the hydrosphere is one of the renewable resources on earth. Why or give reason? As the water makes the water cycle in nature. So what's meant by water cycle? The word cycle comes from the word circle. Circle or cycle means that it has no end. From where we started, that's from where we can end, or there is no end. Okay? Water cycle, it's the cycle of the water on the earth. How? When water in the earth evaporates and goes into the air, this vapor or this air, this water vapor in the air, collected up in the sky, forming clouds. And then, by the action of condensation, the water returns back to the earth's surface during the rain. So that's why we can say that the water is a renewable resource. What's meant by a renewable resource? It means that it can be replaced or renewed. Plants also are a renewable resource and that depend on the water to grow and survive. But what would happen if the water decreases or the water is polluted? What would happen to the plants? The plants, of course, will be affected. We can say that there is an interaction between the hydrosphere and the biosphere that depends, the living organisms here depends on the biosphere depends on the hydrosphere so it can survive. So the plants plant which is a biosphere needs the hydrosphere in order to grow and to survive. The picture in your book said that there is a picture of a boy and a girl. Here we are going to classify, the systems or the spheres from the picture. First we have the geosphere. It's the soil and rocks. What about the hydrosphere? For the puddle. Biosphere. Anything for human, animals or plants. So boy, girl, birds, trees and flowers. What about the atmosphere? The wind is an atmosphere. The breathing of humans and animals is considered for the atmosphere. The word geosphere, the word geo, means the earth. And it has another name which is called lithosphere. This system contains rocks, minerals, landforms like mountains and like valleys, molten rocks, and soil. Hydrosphere is the system that includes the water on, under, and above the earth. And this system contains oceans, seas, rivers, groundwater, and glaciers. What's meant by glaciers? It's a large sheet of ice or snow that moves slowly over the earth's surface. And the glaciers, it's considered to be hydrosphere because it's an ice or it's a water, but in case of solid state. So we cannot say that glaciers is a geosphere. No, it's a hydrosphere because it's a water, but it's in the ice state or the solid state. What about the atmosphere? It's the system that includes all the gases that surround the earth. Atmos means vapor, and we can usually say that it's the air. So what's the definition? Mixture of many gases like oxygen, nitrogen, gas, water vapor, carbon dioxide, and so on. Biosphere, it's the system that includes the living organisms, and the word bio means life. It contains the humans, animals, plants. Interaction between hydrosphere and geosphere, like what we said, erosion, and like formation of the lakes. This is the interaction. What about the interaction between atmosphere and biosphere? During the photosynthesis process, the plant takes the carbon dioxide from the air and gives out the oxygen in the gas. What about the geosphere and biosphere? During the photosynthesis process, soil provides the nutrients for the plant roots.